Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about this GL19R under barrel, lower rail mounted handgun flashlight. So if you are a pew enthusiast and you have a handgun and you want a much better light, again, I'm just going to kind of run you through some of the basic info about this thing. If you are looking for something like this, I wanted to kind of show you sort of a hands-on and again, kind of walk you through the features and things. So if you want to learn more about the Fenix GL19R version 2.0, stay tuned.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip.
Alright guys, so as I mentioned in the intro today, I'm talking about this Fenix GL19R. Just FYI, this is a version 2. I guess they had a version before. This one actually quadruples the beam intensity and doubles the effective range of the light. So it will go about 1,378 feet is the distance that it will reach, and I can tell you, it is pretty bright. I mean, it's 1,200 lumens, so it does put out a ton of light. If you actually want a good flashlight that's going to be mounted on the underside of a handgun, for example, then this may be a good option for you. It's very ruggedly built, so it's got an aerospace grade aluminum body with a hard anodized anti-abrasive finish. So this thing is built, you know, really ruggedly. It is meant to hold up to a lot of punishment. As you can see here on the back, it's ambidextrous, so this is basically your trigger. You can easily operate this. Let's say that you had your hand on the gun here, right? You could easily operate this on either side by pushing up on these little buttons on the back. You can also flip it down and then it will stay always on. So you have two options. You can either pull down on it to leave it always on, or you can push up on it temporarily to get it to flick on and off. Now this thing does come with an included 18,350 rechargeable battery. It is recharged right here via this little port here by USB-C, so that's really easy, but you do want to make sure that you charge it up. On a charge, it will go for about 55 minutes, or call it just under an hour of constant use. The nice thing about it too, though, is it only has one mode, and a lot of these Fenix lights and other lights have multiple modes and flashing and all this different stuff, so you have different kind of run times, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to determine how long it's going to run. With this, it's just the one always on 1,200 lumen full brightness light, so you know that that's going to run for about an hour on a charge, so it just gives you a better idea of how long you've got with this thing before you need to charge it back up. It is about 3.7 inches long and about 1.25 wide and 1.25 tall. So it's a pretty small light, but one thing to mention is that it is really intended for full-size handguns. So if you've got a compact, you just may want to test it, check it out, and see if it will fit. I'm actually a little worried that this may not fit on my SAR, and if not, that's going to suck, but because it's a compact. But if you have a full-size handgun, this should fit no problem. As you can see here on the side, there is this little sort of flick switch. You flick that up and then that loosens the rail grab up here at the top, if you will, and then when you tighten that down, then that pushes it in and grabs it. On the other side, there is also a screwable thing, so you can adjust this side to get it just where you want it, and then use this quick release switch over here to actually like take it on and off the gun. All right, so but that will do it for the Fenix GL19R version 2. Again, if you're looking for something like this, I hope that that's helpful for you. I know I don't talk a ton about gun stuff on this channel. I'm not a huge gun guy, but I do enjoy them, taking them to the range and stuff and for personal protection and things like that. So when I saw this, I was like, that looks pretty cool, and it's also pretty reasonably priced. I'll put a link in the description below. The price kind of changes on it from time to time, so I'll just put a link down below so you can check that out to see what it's at, but it's around 100, 150 bucks, somewhere in that ballpark. So if you want a really good light for your handgun, then this may be a good option for you. So again, I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple every week, usually something like a gear type video like this, or, you know, anything about camping, outdoors, overlanding, that kind of thing. I'm also a Nissan guy, so I talk about Nissans a fair amount, and then it's like newbie overlanding stuff. So if you're kind of getting into like vehicular travel, you want to go camping more and stuff and use your vehicle for it, then this is a good channel for you, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Also below this video is a join button. That's just kind of a new thing that YouTube is doing that allows you to kind of support the channel, but also get you early access to the videos. So if you're enjoying this stuff and you're like, hey, I want to see it before it comes out for everybody else, that's an easy way to do that. If you want a more involved way, a more active way to be involved with all things overlanding, I've also got a link to my Patreon page down below. We have a 24/7 Discord where we all kind of chat about our gear and our rigs and things, and we have a once-a-month Zoom call, and we also get together like once or twice a year to sit around a fire and drink a beer and camp. So if that sounds good, check that out. And then last but not least, there's a link to my Facebook group called Newbie Overlanders. There's over 20,000 people in this group now, but unlike the bigger groups, it is not full of bullying, right? Like, we're actually just trying to help each other get out more, explore more, have a good time. People are free to ask questions in there without being bullied. So if that sounds good to you, whether you're experienced or not, we'd love to have you, and I hope you check that out. But then finally, as I mentioned, there will be a link to this thing in the description below if you're looking for one of these. It's definitely a huge upgrade over, you know, any of the normal sort of OEM or Chinese knockoff lights that kind of come with a number of handguns. So definitely consider checking that out if you want something much brighter and more useful in the event that you might have to use it. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.